Hi guys, until now we have been using instance variable as well as method to do our class person. So for example, like name and also age. All of the instance we have is having their own name and age. They are not shared between each other. So, but there are use cases where we want all the family members to use the same variable. In that case, we are explicitly declaring that variable or that method as static variable. So, defining as a keyword static means that you only have one variable for the entire class. So for example, in this case, I want to keep track of the max records I have, whereby the max records will be incremented every time I initialize a person. So by doing that, I'm actually wanting the max records to be one and only one for the class person. So as you can see, this one is I initialize a person, then I print out the person.maxRecords by using the class name. Instead of using the small case person, I'm using the class name person.maxRecords to access the static variable. So second time when I call the person, also I want to print out how many max records I have currently. So as you can see, we can try the result. First time when we call the constructor, the value becomes 1, and second time the value becomes 2. And the difference between static and non-static variable is that, as you can see, I am editing person2.age to 22, where this is an instance variable. So it will not affect the value of other instances. So Jiaxiong is still age of 21, although I changed the person2.age to 22. So this is the difference between non-static and static variables. Same goes to the static method and non-static method. So for example, if we have a static class of add max records, and I'm incrementing the max records by 1. This is the static method where whenever I want to use it, so this one I don't need already. After I initialize it, I want to increment the person max records, so I will call it by using person, the class name dot add max record. So again, this method, because it's static, same like the static variable, is directly bound to the class itself, not the instance. So when I want to call it, I will straight away use the class name instead of the instance name. And by doing this, I can actually add the max records, which will yield the same result. As you can see here. Still the same result, right? Well, there is the things that you need to remember, that because of static variable or static method is bound to the class, not the instance, there's no way for you to actually access the name and age here because they are bound to the instance. So for example, you cannot like edit the name, you come error because you cannot make a static reference to a non-static field name. So whenever you have already defined the method as a static, you cannot access the non-static variables already. You can only access the static variables. Makes sense, right? Because of this, as a higher level things like the entire family will only have one method here. Before you even initialize anything, this method is already exists. It's impossible for you to access like name and age, which will be different between every instance. You can only access the things that is only one, that's max records. So this is how we differentiate between the use case of non-static and static variables as well as methods. So if you have any problem, feel free to bring it out so we can discuss in what situation you need to use what type of variables or methods. That's it. See ya.